Welcome, guys, to Critical Hits of the Week. I'm Tony Hansen. This is the Audio Dungeon crew, and today we're going to figure out what is the best memes and TikToks of our time, guys. This week, there's a lot floating around, but we picked out a few of what we thought might be the very best, and we're going to check them out, and we hope that you guys will let us know what you think as well. So let's go on to the first meme today. Let's check it out and see what we got.
I feel it's my duty to inform you that in exactly 5 seconds, it will officially become opposite day.
Objection! Hey, Mr. Loyerstein, I will not allow that mental trickery in my court. I would like the jury to know that it is not, in fact, opposite day.
That's not right, Your Honor.
Loyerstein, you tell these people that it's not opposite day.
It's not opposite day.
Thank you.
You're not welcome, Your Honor.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not opposite day. Whatever verdict you come back with will be literally interpreted as the verdict.
Did you guys not get that?
Hey, I will hold...
Oh, man. I was enjoying the clip just for what it is.
Yeah, that was good.
I keep forgetting about that show, and I feel like I have to watch it because I've never watched it.
I never watched it.
Yeah, that was funny. I was paying so much attention to the clip that I only read it at the very end. So let's talk about debating with your dungeon master, guys. What is that like?
Sometimes it's more subjective than I would like it to be. Like I'm always like, I have the rule here. No, the rule states this, and it's like.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're dealing with the arbitrator. Yeah, the arbitrator
has to be done in careful moderation, like many other things.
Oh yes, yeah. Don't debate with the DM too much.
If you do it too much, you're gonna be in trouble. You're not gonna have fun.
I don't agree with that. I feel like Phil can come onto the show and he can debate with Tony on any rule, and Tony would be like, "Hey, Phil, that's true."
Wow.
Get out of here! You keep saying that. You say that. You think I give Phil everything.
I do. I feel like Phil can come on and just like I feel like his manner of like defending his viewpoint is very much in sync with like what it takes to get Tony to let something go.
I think so. You gotta remember this is a great conversation, right? So it's a balance between I have to be open to accept that if you make a reason where I can't say no against it, then I have to go forward. That's how I treat it. But a lot of times on the show when you guys play, you guys just kind of go through and you let the DM guide you and you don't resist. But if you're playing with like even I don't know who's with us today, like Derek and like Oni and all of them, the way they play, they will try to break systems. They'll try to do things that sometimes you don't normally do and go off the path. And Phil lives his life completely off the path. So he tries to go forward, and therefore I have to reward. I feel like you guys don't try that, and therefore you see someone asking for it, and you're like he's always giving it to him, but you don't ask for those things, and you need to push.
I don't know. I would argue that too.
Life advice.
No patrols on Wednesday, Dan. Give it a try.
All right, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
See what happens the next time there's a rule, and I feel like I can make. It
doesn't have to be a rule. It could be a rule. It doesn't have to be. You wanted two things of soup the other day. I said yes. Soup.
That's
two.
True. You got two helpings of soup the other day.
I mean, I think that's because of my role playing that I convinced the innkeeper to give me 2 bowls of soup.
So, guys, we're gonna ask the fans right here. So, fans, let us know as a dungeon master. When I play you guys, do you feel that I am like that's it? It's over, or do you feel like that I'm balancing it, or I'm trying to figure it out, or do you feel like I'm just a pushover and it's too easy? Let us know in chat. There's no wrong answers.
But he's watching.
But I'm watching. Always watching.
Balance your balance.
Yes.
Balance your balance. Okay, we're way off track here. Let's go to
choose those battles.
Meme number 2. Keep it on the track. I just saw this today. This is great. You immediately know what's going on.
Yes.
So this is I don't know if it's more part of it, but this is somebody saying like, I want to make my charisma very high, but you turn out to be the other guy, which I don't know. I can't know what's the actor's name? Anybody know?
The character's name is Adrian Pimento from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Right, and he's fantastic there because he's literally, he's acting, but he's still off the wall. He's crazy.
The character is like absolutely insane, but like he's got that look in his eyes.
He's also in Parks and Rec too. He's very funny in that show. I'm wearing a Mouse Rat shirt from Parks and Rec right now.
Oh, Mouse Rat.
Yes.
Mouse
when
Rat.
did you change?
yeah, I forgot I paid.
Okay. Here we go. Number 3. When shoe sight bursts your wild shape.
That was funny.
It was funny.
Okay. That was good.
It's a super D&D. There's another show I have not watched. Anybody watch that?
What is that?
Some of it. It was pretty good.
Show.
Is it?
True Sight?
Wilfred.
Yeah, True Sight. Did you watch True Sight?
Welcome to the show, Ryan.
If anyone had real True Sight, they'd turn off the show right now.
Ah.
Aw.
No, they went. It's so fun.
You're right.
Damien's our hype man.
No, Tony. Let's go to me, number 4. When everyone who played D&D in 1979 was shamed for being a nerd. Gary Gygax, I guess you guys aren't ready for that yet. But your kids are gonna love it. We could definitely talk about this, guys, because in the 80s it was like forbidden. Don't play, because it was all about some terrible things happened because some kids out in the Midwest were playing and they were just like not good people, and it wasn't a good scene, and it got a bad rap. And then in the 90s, it was embarrassing. It was just plain old embarrassing. And then you were caught between someone who I don't know what Dungeons and Dragons is, but I heard it's evil, and other people were like, I don't know about that. I just heard that you have no life. And that's it's like pick your poison.
Right.
I think in the 80s with like the Moms Against Dungeons and Dragons, I think it was a lot of like feverish craze about people being worried that it was like, because like their kids are buying a book with a demon on the cover. It's like, oh my God, they must be Satanists. Oh my God, they must be demon worshippers. And meanwhile, it's like, no, like I'm playing a knight and I'm rolling dice. Hey, look at me. Like now that we know what to say, it's like you look at it objectively and it's completely harmless. But I agree that in the 90s, like I feel like when I was growing up, it was mainly like, the epitome of being a huge nerd was playing Dungeons and Dragons.
That was it, and it still was leading up to White and Nerdy, where it's like literally this is the epitome. He's rolling his d20, like that was it. And now it's like our friend Lou, his son is in like a Dungeons and Dragons club, and it's just cool. Yeah, that's cool. Mm-hmm. That's what it's like. Oh, you do that? That's cool. I never heard about that. And I'm like, no. Why wasn't it like yes, good for you, but why wasn't it like that when I was young? I could have been cool.
I could have been cool.
Did I tell you guys?
The nerd culture became cool.
Yeah.
Over this time, with the, I don't know, all the internet and stuff.
The nerds have the cool imagination to make all the cool things.
It's true. Like, being nerdy used to be really not cool, and now it's a little cooler.
I think once Marvel came out, it changed everything. It took something that was really nerdy and made it kind of a lot cooler. Maybe it wasn't the whole thing, but maybe it helped a lot.
Yeah. I think Marvel definitely, it like progressed in leaps and bounds. But I feel like, I don't know, I feel like at the turn of the century, like the tide started to turn a little bit, Like that's when comic book movies with X-Men started to become really popular. And like that's when like the prequels were coming out, and all of a sudden like all this stuff that was all considered all like, niche nerd culture, now it's like, hey, it's out there, it's in the mainstream.
Yeah, I wonder
for everybody.
You know what it is? I guess you're right, because it's at the turn of the century, things started coming out that were deep nerd stuff, like Star Wars coming to the forefront, Lord of the Rings, and then people were getting used to saying, oh, I don't know anything about that, and you started feeling like you were on the outside, and how somehow this is on the inside, and then Dungeons and Dragons is like, well, I'm gaining in popularity. It's coming up. And it kind of flipped it a little bit, where people were like, "Oh, it's cool to play Dungeons and Dragons. That's cool you play." Such a different time.
Yeah.
Do you guys know my story for when I was in grade school?
Yes, I know it.
I do not.
It's a good story.
I was in 7th grade, and the teacher goes, she's trying to make a point. I don't know. I can't remember what the point was, but she just points out somebody at random. She goes, Mr. Hanson. And she goes, what language do we speak? And she obviously, I know the answer. She's trying to make a point about something else. And so I think she had me stand up too. I had to stand up. She goes, Mr. Hanson. I had to stand up. And she goes, what language do we speak? And I go, common. And I turn red. Because like the one thing I don't want to reveal or say or anything, it's like to me it was like screaming, I play D&D. And when I said common, I was like so embarrassed, and I just sat down. But she didn't react. But inside, I'm red and embarrassed. And Joe Perry is sitting over like that. I remember he's sitting there like this, and he's like. It's like, what are you doing? Like you're ruining it for us all, man. Oh man, I was so embarrassed, and I realized, and then like it might have taken me like 10-15 seconds of sheer horror where I go, oh, no one knows what that means.
Right. You thought you were outed, and probably everybody didn't even know like what the reference was. They didn't.
No one knew. Thank God.
They were just like, what's he saying?
Yeah, it was like common. Like the common tongue. Yeah, exactly.
Common tongue.
We have some answers coming in from before about my DMing. Here we go. Am I vindicated or am I down in flames? We're gonna find out right now. Okay. So here's the first one. You tried to be a rules order. That never goes well. Thank you, Jason. Remember, Tony is a god of AD. He is found his rules finally. Yes, step in line, Joshua. Balance your balance, as before. Very, very balanced. You give us enough rope to hang ourselves. Yes, see, that's a very true statement.
Yeah, that's true.
That's a very true statement.
Well said.
Yeah, exactly. What do you say here? Hey, he's saying he 3 chances to live. Yeah, Josh almost died. I gave him every chance to live. I do that a lot too. I don't want people to die, and I try to do it both ways. I said this the other day to Ryan. I think I said I always want people to go to the brink of death, then don't die. Like, that's like a perfect DM session for me. That means I challenged you to the point where it was up in the air and you could have died. Catherine's died in the quest before, right, Catherine?
Yes. The last time we played, I think.
Yep. In camping, right?
Yes.
There was one time camping, I challenged the rule, and then you just killed me.
What? You die. I think that's how I did it, right?
Yeah. You were trying to force us to touch the obsidian to send us to hell. Remember that? And then
okay.
Yeah, it was like a plot. Like you were trying to like force the plot, so we would all end up in hell. I forget who it was. After we attacked some inn, and we lost, and the guy came in and was like, "Now you have to touch this." And then everyone was touching it, disappearing, and I went to ask a question, and you were like, "No questions, just touch it." And then I was like, "Wait, but I actually have a question." And then you just like stabbed me in the head, and I was like, "Okay, I guess I'm dead now."
This sounds like me.
Yeah, it was good.
I remember that.
Guys, remember when I stabbed Liam in the head?
No, Ryan can vouch for me.
No, I don't remember that, but I remember. But I remember like the obsidian, and I remember the pub that you were in.
Yeah. It was when we were invading with the lizard people.
Yeah.
That was wild. That was my favorite quest out of all of them. Let's go to number 5 in the memes today. Let's see what we got. No shitty rogue, no stealing, no pickpocketing, no scamming. Also, the party. Please break us out of prison, Mr. Shitty Rogue. That's funny. It is like that. Because it's like everyone, they start off in the campaign you play, like the paladin's always like, we should report this crime. And the thief's like, no, don't report the crime. Like, this is like, the typical things. But when you go to jail, like in real life, if like one of my friends goes to jail, we're not all rounding up and thinking about how we're gonna get him out, how we're gonna trick the guard and go into and cast spells and sneak things in. It's just like, man, that's what he did. Wow, he went to jail. When's he out?
Right.
10 years?
You don't have our backs like that, Tony. Come on.
No, like in fictional universe, like I'm armed with probably a fireball and I'm going in, and guards mean little to me. So that is it, guys. That that was all of our memes today. Let's review because we did a lot of talking in between.
I feel it's my duty to inform you that in exactly 5 seconds, it will officially become opposite day.
Yes.
Number 2. The character you design over the character you start role-playing. Because we want to be cool, but then we also want to be ridiculous. Or we can't help being ridiculous. Right? When true sight bursts your wild shape. Number 3. It's funny. Number 4. Man. It's so true. And number 5. Okay, guys, let's vote. Everyone vote home. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Make your vote right now. Let's go around the room and let's see where everybody votes. I will get my paper out and we're going to see what it is. Ryan, what's your vote?
Number 1.
Number 1, the lawyer one. Dan?
I'll say number 4, because my love of Back to the Future and finally having D&D and nerdy things be cool.
Gotcha. Damien?
That's a tough choice between 4 and 2. I'm going to have to go with 2, though, because I know the feeling. I'm going to make this really cool character. And then it's me playing that character.
Then it's me. Catherine?
I agree, number 2.
Number 2. And Liam?
I'm gonna go number 5.
Number 5. What movie was that from also? Anybody know?
I don't know.
Okay, let's go to the chat right now. Let's see what we got for the votes. Is anyone voting on one of their favorite memes? Here comes 2 in here. Number 3 gets a vote. That's the first one for that. I didn't vote yet either. Number 4 gets a vote. And it's down to me.
Number 1.
What's it gonna be?
You know, opposite day was so funny.
I am gonna go number 1.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean it wins though. The ties.
Spuds McKenzie comes in at number 1 too.
What'd you say?
Spuds
Oh, he voted?
voted for number 1.
Oh, there he goes, and that's it. That's number 1.
Let's go.
Here it is, guys. Your winner for favorite meme of this week. Here it is.
I feel it's my duty to inform you that in exactly 5 seconds, it will officially become opposite day.
Objection! Hey, Mr. Loyerstein, I will not allow that mental trickery in my court. I would like the jury to know that it is not, in fact, opposite day.
That's not right, Your Honor.
Loyerstein, you tell these people that it's not opposite day.
It's not opposite day.
Thank you.
You're not welcome, Your Honor.
Hey! Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, it is not opposite day. Whatever verdict you come back with will be literally interpreted as the verdict.
Do you guys not get that?
Hey, I will hold...
Yes.
It's a good idea for a sketch. Just funny, simple.